eBay sellers, it's Suzanne, and as promised, I have a sneak peek of my new book for you. And just a disclaimer, I'm filming outside on my balcony because I wanted you to see how things have changed since the last time I filmed out here in the dead of winter. So you can see everything has greened up and it's just a beautiful view. And I wanted to share that with you. Of course, as soon as I got set up out here, a storm started rolling in. So hopefully we can finish before that happens. So I apologize if the sound is a little scratchy with the sound of the wind, but we're just going to go for it. So what am I talking about? My BOLO Handbook. And I came up with this idea because I was having a hard time remembering everything to look for in every section of the thrift store. So I put this together for myself and then thought, well, maybe other sellers might like to use it too. So let me just show you a few of the features so you will know what this is all about. And I really think it's going to help the eBay community. It's going to help you find items faster and learn what to look for in each section. So let me show you a few features of the book. Okay, you can see from the size that it is small enough to fit into a woman's handbag. And that was by design so that we can take it with us when we go thrifting. The actual size of the book is 8.5 by 6 inches, including the spiral. So again, it's portable. You can keep it in your handbag, you can keep it in your car. And if you're not comfortable going into a thrift store with this book, you can always just review out in the car or at home before you go as a refresher to remember what to look for once you're out there. You can also see there are colored tabs that indicate each different section. So you can quickly flip to what you need when you're making your way through the thrift store or even an estate sale to remember what kinds of things to look for. Each section has a brightly colored divider so you can find what you need fast. And you'll notice that it is spiral bound, so you can fold back the pages like this. You can also lay it flat on a surface to study when you are getting ready to go thrifting for the day or just when you have some downtime and you want to learn something new. The book is laid out so there is one item per page. So you can see here, most of y'all know about the Granny Square Afghan, but you can see the font is 16 point, so it's large print and easy to read. You might not even need your reading glasses. And there's a price on each page next to the item. The pricing is best case scenario over the last 365 days on Terapeak. So the pricing information in this book was taken from March of 2020 to March 2021. So it's pretty current. And my vision is that each year I will update this book and remove what doesn't work anymore and add new things that have hit the market or that have become BOLOs so that the information is never more than a year old. Another thing you might like is the index. I know I have a hard time remembering exact names of things, so I've created several entries for each item based on what you might think of the key words for that item. So if you can't remember the exact name, you can flip through the index to find what you need. And the index is in large 14-point font, so that's easy to read too. The next thing you might wonder is, haven't I seen all this stuff already? Isn't this just a repeat? Well, you have seen some of the items if you've been watching my videos or the $100 supersize sales videos, but there's also new information that you haven't seen yet because I've been doing the research behind the scenes on this for a long time, and I have a lot of information accumulated that I haven't put anywhere yet. I started the playlist showing my top 100 BOLOs. I think I started that 3 years ago, And there's only like 50 things on it because it's just too much to do. It's just too much to keep up with. And I know people would rather have the information consolidated all in one place rather than having to watch, 100 videos. Who has time for that? Nobody. So we're going in a different direction here with something really old school and basic, but there are 130 items in here, and the book is 180 pages long. So there's a lot of information in here that you haven't seen yet. But the reason I created this and am sharing this with you is that I think it's going to help a lot of people find those high dollar items faster. And this can also be used as a study guide so you can remember more when you get out there in the field looking for these items. Another thing you might wonder is this all clothing? Suzanne does a lot of clothing, so is that what this is? No, there's no clothing in here at all. Here are the chapters. You can see collectibles, electronics, health and beauty, kitchen, linens and sewing, miscellaneous, plush, and toys and games. So it's mostly hard goods, but no clothing. So if you're not a clothing seller, you're going to love this. And if you are a clothing seller and you are looking to expand, this is going to give you a lot of information about what to look for, those high dollar scores that you might not have known about before. I'm only creating a limited number of these books, so you want to reserve your copy now. We are in the pre-sale stage. The book is at the printer now. So there's a link below the video where you can order your copy, and it will be shipped to you within 3 to 5 weeks of the order date. Okay, that's your sneak peek of my new BOLO handbook and the view from my porch. And I hear thunder. So let's get into my sales update video from April of 2021. Okay, I have moved inside and yet you can still hear thunder. So this is a slice of life video where you get to hear the weather going on around me. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with my sales. I'm going to start with clothing. And I sold a lot of cashmere this month. I was surprised, even for me, because that is one of my repeatable product lines. But for April, it seemed like I sold a lot of heavier sweaters. This was a 100% cashmere sweater, a men's zip front cardigan, which are kind of unusual to find the zip fronts that are 100% cashmere. I paid $6.03 for this. It sold for full asking price of $49.97. My profit was $39.94. Here's another men's cashmere sweater. This was John Nordstrom brand. I paid $6.35 for this. It sold for $39.97. This is a women's Vince cashmere hoodie. It's a longer length with a front kangaroo pocket. Kind of an interesting design. I paid $4.97. It sold for $45. Profit was $34.90. And this sold in less than a week. Here's another Vince cashmere sweater. This had an interesting tie front. I paid $6.35. It sold for $40. Profit was $29.19. This took about 6 months to sell. And here is a Ralph Lauren Black Label cashmere sweater. I paid $6.35 for this. Took an offer of $40. Profit was $29.20, and this took almost a year to sell. The next item is kind of a random clothing item. Monkey pajamas. This was the full set, the top and the pants. I paid $8.22 for these. They sold for $39.97 full price. Profit was $27.97, and these were flannel, like for the winter, and yet they sold in April. Okay, the next item is a Victoria's Secret bra, really pretty lace padded underwire. I paid $2.62 for this. It sold for full asking price of $32.97. Profit was $27.27. And here's another Victoria's Secret bra. I paid $4.24 for this one. It sold for $29.97. Profit was $22.56. Another accessory, a men's baseball cap with the Norfolk Southern logo on the front. I paid $2.12 for this. It sold for full asking price of $29.97. Profit was $24.69. This is a pair of Naote sandals. I paid $6.35 for these. They sold for $45 on best offer. Profit was $34.78. Here is some printer ink that was expired. I paid $1.34 for this. It sold for full asking price of $59.97. My profit was $51.59. And you may wonder, one, if this is even allowed. Yes, it is. You can sell expired ink. You just aren't allowed to sell expired food or anything you put in or on your body. But the reason people buy these is they refill them and resell them. So if the cartridges are older and aren't made anymore, there is money in refilling them with fresh ink and reselling them as refilled. That is actually a condition you can sell printer ink as, whether it's like new in the manufacturer's packaging or if it's been refilled. So I did not know that until a couple of months ago when there was some conversation on my Facebook group about why would anybody buy expired ink? Isn't it going to be dried up? And that's what some of these companies that refill the cartridges and resell them, it's exactly what they're looking for. They want the cartridge. So in a nutshell, my profit was $51.59 for 2 pieces of plastic that had probably dried up ink in them that someone is going to repurpose and resell. And by the way, the buyer's eBay username was something like Inks R Us or recycled ink. I mean, it's very obvious that that's what they're doing. So that's okay. That works for me. Okay, the next item is a lot of travel-size toiletries. I paid $1.06 for this. They sold for full asking price of $24.97. Profit was $20.13. This is a retired Yankee candle. I paid $0 for this, and it sold for $29. Profit was $25.53. And I told the story of the sale of this item. It sounded like a younger man, probably a teenager, bought this for his mother for Mother's Day. And this was in April, so this kid was thinking ahead. Anyway, he explained that his mom had one just like this that belonged to his grandmother, who passed away in 2009, I think it was. And he did not want her to burn up that one that the grandmother had given his mom. So he went on eBay and found another one just like it so she could still enjoy the scent of this, but not burn the one that was sentimental and from her own mother. So this is what he's giving his mom for Mother's Day. And I just thought that was the sweetest story. And kudos to that kid for thinking ahead and going out there and finding this and giving something really meaningful to his mom for Mother's Day. I just thought that was a sweet story. Okay, moving on. This is a vintage Snoopy crib comforter. I paid $2.12 for this. It sold for full asking of $49.97. Profit was $41.68. And I've been doing well with plush. This is an FAO Schwartz lion. His name is Ryan, the Sunflower Lion, and he was brand new with the tag. I paid $1.06, took an offer of $25. Profit was $20.99. Another plush is a vintage Baby Grover Sesame Street plush. I paid $1 for him at the thrift store that has senior day and you only have to be 50, which I'm really enjoying going there because I get to be a junior senior. He sold for $30. Profit was $25.84. And this is a funky looking Jellycat plush floppy giraffe. He was $1.50. I took an offer of $24. Profit was $20.45. And this is one of those great things come in small packages type items. Vintage Estee Lauder miniature perfume. This was tiny. I don't even think it was an inch tall. I paid $2.02 for this. It sold for $50. Profit was $40.42, and it sold in like 2 days. And then the big sale was the Jeff Deegan sterling silver buckle set. I paid 75 cents for this at Goodwill. It sold for $374.97, and it took about 9 months to sell. But I just hung in there and kept waiting for the right buyer to come along, and they finally did. Okay, the numbers. There are 339 items in my store. I usually stay at between 350 and 400. I will say that April was very busy with getting the book put together, so I did neglect my store a little bit, but I will get back to that. I sold 73 items, which I'm very happy about. My total profit was $1,519, and yes, that $375 sale really helped. My profit per item was $20.19, and I am happy to report that profit per item is now trending back up because I have gotten rid of a lot of my lower priced items or things that I had put on clearance or just sent really low offers like at cost plus 20% or accepted low offers, things I'd had for a year and I would not rebuy at this point. So that's the decision maker for me is, would I buy that thing now, knowing what I know and running my business the way I'm running it now? And if the answer is no, I just let it go for cost plus 20% to cover all the fees and everything. So you can see that I'm trending back up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the year if I can maintain that $20 per item profit. We'll just have to see what happens. Okay, that is it. We are at the end. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. And if you're interested in the BOLO book, make sure you click the link below the video and reserve your copy because they are going to sell out fast and you don't want to be left out in the cold. As always, have a profitable and productive day on eBay. Bye.